Jacob Farley.
Brother,
Welcome to the show.
it's good to be here.
Good to have you. The revolution is love.
Amen. It is. You're
Power,
right.
Powerful name. Where did it come from?
Well, it came from a poem originally written in 1969 by Assata Shakur. She was a Black Panther activist and did many things. She wrote this poem originally. I just related to and resonated with her plea to the world to shift their focus from fear to love.
Nice.
Yeah, and then long story of how that sort of went from a name of a poem into what it is today. But
Yeah, I've seen revolution is love stickers all over the place. So you're making an impact and the message is being put out there. What inspired the movement other than the poem for you to fully adopt it? And was there any kind of events in your life which kind of led to this moment where you was like, you know what? I see that a lot of people are living in fear. There needs to be more love. What was it that set the revolution is love off to its origins?
Well, to go way back, when I was between the age of 12 and 20, I fell in love with music. I played drums almost every single day. Multiple bands coming to fruition. But when the band that was coming to fruition the most, sort of getting to that higher level of success, the possibility of it, I was in a very near fatal, life altering car crash that ripped away all my skills, charisma, labels I had for myself, my sense of self. Just ripped it all away in a moment, and I was sort of reset.
Bro, can you tell us what happened? Do you mind sharing that?
No, not at all.
I'd love to know.
Yeah, I was driving a couple of the band members of my funk band Fat Susan home after a gig in Brisbane City when a baby wallaby jumped in front of the car at the last second, and I tried to dodge it at 80 kilometers an hour and just lost control and went straight into a tree. Woke up in hospital a month later. Discovered I'd broken my neck, was in a coma, received a traumatic brain injury, had lost completely the ability to talk, walk, even sit up. Needing assistance for everything. So that was a big blow to self, especially when my dreams of the last 8 years were somewhat coming true. So definitely a divine intervention of sorts, I feel. That's how I sit with it nowadays, like redirection, divine redirection.
That's huge, bro.
God had other intentions.
Massive. Do you remember it much, or is it more of just how much of it do you remember of the crash?
None. I don't even remember the gig. Apparently it was the best gig we ever played. There's a whole month there. Yeah, I don't remember. I was in a coma for 4 days, I think induced for a little longer. But there's, the whole month there I don't remember. So I didn't have any sort of like crazy dreams or visions during my coma period, unfortunately. But yeah, waking up a month later, being told what happened from my mum, dad, and grandmother who were in the room at the time was the epitome of humbling, I think. To say the least.
Yeah, that's a huge accident, and the fact that you're still here with us right now is a miracle.
Very, very grateful my whole outlook on that accident shifted incredibly when I shifted my perspective from victim, woe was me, look at all these things I've lost, blah, 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 to survivor. Like just that subtle shift of, woe is me, list of the bad things to, well, fuck, I'm alive. I can still walk. I can still dance, like there's so much to be grateful for. As hard as that may have been or may seem in those sort of situations, there really is always so much to be grateful for.
It's a beautiful alchemy of a massive tragic event, which was actually a redirection, as you said. But for a 20-year-old to go through something so huge, it's basically a restructure of your identity. It's a full death of the person you was before you was 20 to the person you are now. Do you remember much of who you was before that crash when you was 20, like leading up to it? Or
no, I remember it. All my memories pre-crash sort of have this like blur on them, as if it's almost me watching the footage of someone else's life. So like I recognize these memories as being me, but there's something that doesn't really feel like me. And both my siblings have said to me at individual moments, they're like, it's like we lost a brother, but we gained a new one. So yeah, I mean, I still feel the same at my core with my values and my characteristics and everything, but for the most part, but a lot of me, if not all of me, was reset. So I had to do the training wheels again, so to speak.
Powerful. What a wild journey that is. I've never been through anything so extreme. So
yeah, it's the sort of thing I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. But at the same time, I wouldn't change a thing.
What's the biggest thing you've taken away from the accident looking back now? What's the biggest lesson you've learned from experience, a near-death experience? Do you look at life a little bit differently too?
Yeah, fuck. Biggest takings from that experience was that, life is so precious. It can ultimately go at any moment unexpectedly. So say what you mean, say what you feel, do what you're drawn towards, Like life is fucking short and it is fucking fragile. How do you feel about swearing, by the way?
I feel it's a beautiful expression of speech used in the correct context.
Beautiful.
Continue as you are.
It also highlighted the sort of folly and the fake glory that comes with a lot of what the societal narrative tells us that we should want and we should acquire. And the material possessions, they give comfort, yes, I mean, like, but being at a point of having lost everything, give me a sec.
Take your time, brother. It's a deep conversation. It's a deep topic, and it's I appreciate you even opening up for this. I'm sure it's.
Bro. I mean, that links back into the authenticity thing as well. Like, like it'd be nice to not have it like as a badge. Like, I had a fucking part of my skull cut up, but like with the no hair thing. But I mean, it is my truth. So,
Yeah, like we were saying before, man. I love it. I think me personally, the where I'm at today would I'd not I wouldn't like highlight it and put a circle on and be like, this is what happened to me, but be proud, bro. Be proud and wear it with pride because you've been through a major event which could have easily taken you from this earth in the vessel you're in, and the fact that you're
It
still
almost
here
did.
today, yeah, the fact that you're still here today, being able to tell the story, being able to speak the lessons that you've learned is huge. Not many people can go through something like that, come out the other side, and express with bravery and courage. So
Yes. Thank you for receiving it like that, brother.
yeah,
I mean, I suppose to touch on that really quick, I mean, I suppose there is a bit of self-consciousness or doubt, maybe. Semi off the record, but like in terms of finding a life partner, and the thing comes into my head of like, holy fuck, like a proper brain injury. Is that going to be someone I want to fucking do life with? I mean, that's what comes up. But then at the same time, then the authenticity comes up the other side and be like, if someone doesn't love me for me, that's okay. Like, move on. But yeah, that's that.
that's a powerful message before you move on, like for sure, bro. And the brain, I know very well. Being a Gemini, I've got one side which is a good friend of mine, the other side which trying to attack that side, and I'm in the middle, just observing both sides, and usually telling the one that is a bit more sabotaging, just to, all right, I see you. You can stay over there. I'm not letting you take control of my reality, not letting you take control of my brain. And like you said, bro, some people may look at it and they don't like scars. Not your person.
Exactly.
And there's 8 billion people, and you might
Billion.
8 billion. Just say million.
Yeah.
8 billion. Sorry,
That's
that you'll find some. There's always going to be someone that sees that and sees beauty and
Yeah.
sees a story behind it. And
amen. And like as my perspective on scars has totally shifted now. Like before it was just like, oh, scar, but now it's just like this valiant medal of honor of I survived, and like that for me is just like this instant deep empathy and relatability, and like yeah, it's been a beautiful thing.
how did that experience, did that play a part in you starting the revolution is love? Was that interlinked at any point in that event?
Yeah, hugely. I was gonna touch on that question before. So like the biggest takeaways from that, takeaways. Biggest takeaways from that experience were the ultimate truth that on our deathbed, which I was on, possibly, like no one knew what was gonna happen to me, but like at that point, even though I can't remember that point, but then thinking about it, reflecting on the months to come, the years to come, like ultimately nothing matters at the end of our day apart from love, apart from how we feel about ourselves, about the people around us that we love and love us. Like on your deathbed, the clock is fucking ticking. You're not going to give a fuck about how many cars you have, about the businesses and all that. I mean, I don't know. It really shone a light on how heading in the wrong direction, I think humanity is unfortunately collectively going.
Do you think that's more focusing on the materialistics and focusing on the generation of wealth?
Yeah. I mean, like, money is in this in this system, in this day and age, it's essential for our survivability. And like, so long as we have enough to get a roof over our head and food in our belly, maybe something fun to do one night of the week or something, like, so long as we have that, at least, like, we're set. I mean, if we got bigger goals, yeah, sure, go after them. But to have that sole goal of collecting things and amassing wealth and buying investment properties and more, like, that's just, it never fills that hole that we have inside, that humanity has inside this well, reflecting on that, I believe that hole that we feel on varying levels is our disconnect from the divine, from God, the universe, love. Are they all the same thing? But I mean, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and so many ways to go with this. I mean, like, humanity's loss of the art of worship. I mean, and you know, this rise in sort of disconnect, depression, anxiety. I mean, yeah, I know that's a big conversation.
The kind of way I see it,
I'm trying to remind myself to not go on too many tangents.
oh, bro, let it come through. But I just want to touch base on the topic of money, because we're in this world where, as we were speaking about before, we're in this world where money is a kind of an energy which we need to create freedom, to be able to travel, to be able to pay for rent, pay for, you know, food and all the other expenses in this world. And because of the system we've been brought into, that they've made it that way where us as humans have to focus on making money. And I get there's a level of balance with it, because if you're just focused on making money all the time, and you want to buy a Lambo and you want to buy another Lambo, and you just keep getting greedier and greedier, and you get to nearly $1 trillion. Who needs that amount of money? You know, it becomes to a point where it probably is really unhealthy, not only for you but for
I agree.
humanity. So
human greed left unchecked has led humanity to the position that it's in. Yeah, like if greed was lower and empathy was higher, like the energetic landscape of this planet would be polar opposite.
Take it back to where you didn't need to buy all the food, you didn't need to pay for rent, you actually built your own huts, you actually foraged your own food, you created fires for warmth, you used candles for lights. You would no longer rely on the system that they have built. But like I said, we've become so disconnected from what was back in the day, where it was pure and more in touch with nature, more in touch with love, more in touch with God.
Amen. And I know, like, jumping from where we are now back to that sort of way of being is a big shift. Like, I believe that is how we are meant to be living. But obviously we're over here right now. But the revolution is love is aimed to be sort of like a bridge, sort of aimed to be a seed, a divine seed that can be planted in the hearts and minds of anyone and everyone, to inform and inspire and educate the fact that another energetic landscape of existence is possible, and one that I believe the human being is naturally designed for. And I believe we thrive in a state of loving existence / harmony / community.
What's your goal, your full mission with the revolution is love? Is it to plant that seed? Is it to raise the vibrations? Is it to, like you said, the bridge from the old world to the new world?
Truth be told, I don't actually have a 5-year, 10-year plan. That is, the planning thing and the relationship with money thing that just came up before. Like, they're two parts of my past that I'm really trying to alchemize into a more positive place. just growing up in a low to middle class like home, and with I haven't really delved enough into this, but having my dreams of the last 8 years that I've been working every day for ripped away from me, I think that's left some sort of PTSD surrounding the concept of making long-term plans, which if anyone has any insight for this, like, that would be greatly appreciated. But
So when you say you were working for your dreams for the past 8 years and it was taken away, was that the 8 years before your accident?
yeah.
And what was your dream? What was you working towards?
Just music. I just fell in love with music so hard when I was 12. Started playing drums when I was 12. Was playing every day until I was 20. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was something that I was, very good at, and just felt so natural to me. And I loved creating the rhythm backbone for a groovy musician family to do their thing on top, and then watch and experience a whole room full of people just get down and celebrate being alive. Yeah.
And you can't do that anymore.
Well, I mean,
You just don't
I,
want to.
I still can. I'm not, I could never get back to quite the level that I was, but I got close. But for, like the 7 years after the accident, like, I was just really trying every day almost to get back to where I was. But then after sort of playing in maybe 3 more bands since then, I just sort of realized like it wasn't gonna, and I decided to, instead of
It's just a little frog saying hello.
the toad.
A toad.
Hey, buddy. I decided to pursue other things. Yeah, just because I wanted more variety in my life, but I fucking miss music, man.
Maybe you could find, obviously, when you've experienced the heights of where you was, and now when you try, you can't fully get to that level that you want. I can see how that would be. I can see how it would be a lot painful. To be fair, I can only imagine. So it's kind of like an ego death. It's a death of the old version of yourself, which you can no longer attain, and to release that. And I'm sure you've had to do this many of times with going what you went through. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then touching base on what you said about, leading up 8 years, you had your dreams and they were stripped away. So now you kind of have this restriction or this kind of pushback on long-term goals.
Yeah, well, that's my theory, at least. That's my analysis potential.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because why not live each day? Obviously, I think goals are good to have, and a vision of what you want to achieve in life. It helps you, gives me drive to wake up in the morning,
Amen.
to get out of bed and to meet life,
Yeah.
even if I'm tired, even if I've had a late night, get up, setting up this equipment for you with my daughter. It gives me purpose. It gives me life. And yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm in the moment. This is another reason I love doing this, because it's very present. It's in the moment. And like I said, tomorrow is not guaranteed. It can literally end within a moment. And I think more people need to realize that, and realize that if you're not happy in life and you're on a job which you don't like, you're in a relationship you don't really like, and you've tried and you keep trying and it's draining your energy, and you feel like you're feeling depression, just remember that we're all going to die one day. Face your fears. Listen to your inner intelligence of what scares you, what makes you feel an edge. Meet it, face it, step into the unknown. Do not live in fear, but live in creation. And we were speaking about before, with using these lessons and alchemizing it to help other people, because what you've been through, there might be other people that have been through it and going through a similar kind of process that you went through and don't know how to process it by themselves. So yeah,
Yeah, they definitely are, man. And yeah, like what you're saying, we are gonna be dead someday. Um, and you know, I'd really prefer to look back on my life and feel proud of the things that I tried. You know, some achievements, some failures, but that's okay. I'd rather that than a life of conformity, just playing it safe, not trying anything out of the box, out of the comfort zone. Yeah, I think the things that make us feel most uncomfortable are the things that make us feel most alive within a certain degree, like breaking through that wall of fear and hesitation. For the first time ever following that crash experience, I understood the concept of service. Um,
Tell me more.
well, I mean, like after losing all of my life journey progress, the concept of me sort of went out the door, and the concept of we and the collective just came to the forefront of my mind. Like if my life journey progress would just been wiped, I could start again. Like I could do that, or I could focus on the whole, which will positively benefit everyone. But then, of course, we are, I don't know, we need to have our own ship afloat and have that money in and all that. Maybe I'm really trying to sort out a avenue where through serving and genuinely helping others, I can, earn some financial return.
100%, man.
That would be nice.
I think that's the ultimate way to receive the exchange, as we were speaking about before. Your service, your energy, your lessons, your education, the way you are as a being, you offer a service to someone which they need,
Yeah.
and they give you some magic money which helps us pay for stuff in this world, which helps us, get on airplanes and see family members. It helps us, like we said before, just pay for rent and pay for food and go and do things that kind of unlock more. I don't know. So
more about soul, hey?
there's always, everyone's doing a service to someone, whether that be, plumbing or electrical or teaching, or there's so many different ways, but trust yourself, man. I think you already know the answers, and you're already on the path with the revolution is love. That itself is a huge platform to not to use, but to build from, because you're attracting incredible people that enjoy your energy, enjoy your message.
That's the thing. Like I believe that message of love is, I truly believe the message of love is the truth of human existence. I believe, like people saying we're all here just walking each other home, like Ram Dass and stuff like that. And I believe that. Like I believe, we are all just walking each other home, away from the mind and the ego, which has taken over this world, and back to the heart. I believe that could be seen as the purpose, or our collective purpose. Yeah, because I mean, like with the human greed left unchecked and the ego and the more, like this has sort of twisted what it means to be alive. I just want to somewhat shepherd or plant seeds of possibility, at least in the hearts and minds of people, as to another way of existence that I believe benefits and suits our nervous system and our mind that much better. Like talking for the whole, like talking on the grander thing. Like obviously each of us is at different levels of life and different levels with money and the focuses of life and everything. But my main target audience for the revolution is love and the things I write about and the sticker even, the main target audience for receiving that message isn't people around here, isn't the ones already with an open heart. It's, the ones in suburbia working a job because they subconsciously feel they have to, and even though they hate it and they're stuck, and just to plant that seed that a brighter day is not only possible, it's within reach.
How do we reach those people that are in the lower vibrational places, that are in a job that they don't like, that are in a mindset of victimhood? They just continue in a loop. How do we spread the message of love to those people?
That's a good question. I mean, of course, how we embody this truth is number one, obviously, for anyone. How we embody love and show that through our just actions and daily habits and stuff is so much more important than having a sticker on your car, for example. But that's the thing, like, these stickers are 8 years weather and fade resistant, and who knows how many John Smiths behind you on the highway over those 8 years are going to read and consider and process that message, and who knows what can happen,
Powerful, bro. It's the exact same thing that I was thinking. It's through action, through being an example to others, the way you are every day.
Yeah.
Even though you can't see these people and they're not within your reach of visual, the energy that you emit continues on to one person, to the next person, and it ripples and it ripples and it ripples. So don't think just because, you're spreading a good energy that it's not going to reach these people all the way over in these countries which are going through a lot of pain, more so than this area, because we're very lucky in this area with what we've got. And I already know a lot of different countries are under a lot of pain and a lot of suppression of their vibrational frequencies being able to rise together as a collective. So even the message "the revolution is love," someone might be having a really shit day and in a dark place, and they read that message, instantly switches their brain from feeling like shit
lack to abundance.
And if you look around, there's abundance everywhere. All the life, all the trees, all the animals, the people, the abundance is all around us. So once you start to tune into it, you start to attract more of it.
Yeah, it's true. And and you're so right. Like, out of the 8 billion collective, we are so privileged, and I'm so grateful to be living in Australia and be living in this part of Australia, and there's so much to be grateful for. But then there are so many of our human brothers and sisters around the world that are doing it rough, doing it real tough. And what I was saying before about how the me sort of went and the we rose up. So, like, maybe someone could say, like, why aren't you over in wherever, like, helping those who really genuinely need it? And a big part of me really wants a big part of me really wants to be there helping and assisting. But then I have these dreams of a love-based society, global community, where there is no separation anymore. There is no other. Like, through love, the sense of other diminishes, and we see an eternal part of ourselves in every other living thing. be it the other 8 billion brothers and sisters, be it every tree, be it every animal. That invisible force that makes our heart beat, that arises when we're born, that leaves when we die, that is love, I believe. That is God. And that is within every living thing. And that is our unity. That is our truest unity. Like, yeah, I believe in we are all one family. We are all one together. Yeah, and I believe it's our obligation, it's our duty almost to life on earth to serve and protect and unify. It's just human greed left unchecked that made the narrative of this division, you're separate, the nuclear family in the little separated houses where you don't talk to your neighbors, like that is just so unnatural. And I believe that contributes a lot to the mental illness epidemic of this world. There's so much loneliness in the world. Yeah, and I believe if a crazy idea like the revolution is love could somehow plant those warm seeds of possibility into the energetic foundation of 8 billion brothers and sisters, to have that baseline, instead of that baseline being, lack, we're running out, fuck, gotta do the thing quick because time's running out. And, if we can shift it from that lack to that sort of loving abundance and, maybe I'm a bit of a dreamer, but there is some truth, there is some gold there.
Oh, for sure, man. I think it's a powerful shift. Putting it into practice and putting it into reality is a different story, Even for myself, I still on a daily have to be aware of the thoughts that are going through my mind, and I have to decide which one I'm going to feed.
Yeah.
Is it one that's of lack and, oh my God, got to pay rent next week?
Yeah.
Not that I'm that unfortunate, and I'm very grateful. But there has been times where, I am trying to make money each week to pay rent and make enough money to do these things. And then I'm going, time is running out. There's no question about it. It could end earlier than later. You're lucky if you make it past 80 years old in this day and age. You're blessed to be alive for that long. So there's a sense of urgency for me to provide and build a treasury for myself, for my family, so I can leave that behind for my kids.
Beautiful. And that's coming from love, instead of that sort of desperate scraping and like, oh my God, I gotta do this because if I don't, this will happen, but you're coming from, like, that's one angle, but you're coming from the other side, which is I am building a fucking legacy for my family. I'm upholding the castle. I've got this amazing natural wonderland where, me and my young family are lucky enough to live, and see how that's like looking at the exact same situation, but from the eyes of lack or from the eyes of loving abundance. And it's the same thing. But I feel just so many of the 8 billion of us are looking at life from the lens of lack and the lens of fear, lack being a child of the greater, darker umbrella that is fear. In every single moment, we have the choice. At the root cause, the root level of every thought or action, it's either fear or love. In every moment, we have the choice. We have the conscious choice. if we are aware, if we are conscious of which wolf, metaphorically speaking, we wish to feed, and as you said, like every situation, be it a easy or a hard situation in life, can be looked at through the lens of love. And it links back to my crash experience. Like everything shifted when I went from a victim to a survivor. I think that's a perfect metaphor for the shift from fear to love. Yeah, it's like cup half empty or half full, Same.
It's just having the conscious ability to actually view your thoughts. Like how many times in a day, because we have tens of thousands of thoughts a day, what are you going to allow to come out of your mouth into this world? Are you going to allow the fear? Are you going to allow the negativity? Are you going to allow the hate, the jealousy to come out and spread of energy, which is actually suppressing not only the people around you, not only yourself, but collectively you're just bringing down the vibes? Are you going to keep on watching the news, which is just spreading fear? Are you going to keep doom scrolling all these videos which is about war and about all these bombings or whatever, all the shit that goes on in the world? Because there's always going to be the opposite scale of love. There's always going to be the yang to the yin. There's always going to be ebbs and flows. So it's up to you what energy you feed. You feed the scary news media stuff and you feed the fear-mongering algorithms, it only empowers them to keep pushing that energy out.
It makes us easier to control as well.
Exactly. So if you focus on yourself, which is the message that keeps coming through, focus on yourself of what energy you emit. You emit love, you emit positiveness, you emit hope, you emit just opportunity. And believe in the process, believe that this is your path, wherever you are right now, whether it be a painful moment. Trust that moment is teaching you a lesson. Don't look at it as a victim. Look at it as, what lesson are you trying to teach me? What do I need to do to evolve? What can I learn from this? And that way, you never become a victim. You can laugh at a situation, if you hurt yourself or you make a mistake, which we all do, look at it, laugh at it. What do I need to learn? I'm not a victim. I am
growing. I'm a perfectly imperfect human.
That's it.
Like the rest of us. Something I was going to say there. Yeah, and like there have been some people who have pointed out that a traditional revolution cannot come from love. Sure, you're entitled to your opinion. This is not a traditional revolution. It is, as you sort of said, an energetic revolution. So we're like getting to the core of what is the foundation, what is the soil for the fruits and the plants of our life to be born from. Are they going to come from that lack, dry, scraping feeling, or are they going to come from warm waters of loving abundance where anything is possible? Yeah, I mean, these people went on about the global tragedies that is sort of happening and how putting a sticker on your car isn't going to do fuck all for them. I'm going to try and stop swearing, but but if I truly believe that if we positively influence enough of our human brothers and sisters with this loving vibration through our actions, through how we carry ourselves, through our shares, through our service, we can shift the fucking, the percentage, and then when it gets to that point, that, what's the word? Like toppling point,
the peak, the tipping point.
Yeah, the tipping point, exactly. I mean, like, that story has never been written. That story has never been written. Humanity, since the dawn of fucking whenever, has been in this state of survival, this state of separation, this state of stay the fuck away from my food and my women, whatever. Like, you know, a landscape of true loving acceptance and abundance between the 8 billion brothers and sisters is an unwritten story. You know, we've never been there. And then people will say like, yeah, but humans are naturally violent or something, or like they're naturally greedy. And I say bullshit. I say that is all under the umbrella of fear. That all goes into the fear. And if you're talking yin yang, I mean, I say all that lack, that aggression, that violence, that greed, it all comes out from that. So what the revolution is love is sort of a beacon, a candle in the dark in support and service and commitment to the other possibility, the other story that is yet to be written.
What a fucking powerful message, brother. And keep it going, man. Like, I know you was talking about greed unchecked. What was the rest of that? Greed unchecked is...
human greed left unchecked has sort of spawned, that however many thousands of years ago, sort of spawned into this sort of rat race that we find now, which isn't the way that we were designed to live. I mean,
it's deep, heavy programming, man, and it is.
It's the deepest.
And to break that and to actually reprogram the mind and reprogram your belief system is fucking a massive challenge. But the first step, in my opinion, is look at yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror naked if you want, or with your top off. Look in your eyes, look at your body, look at your energy field, just feel it. How do you feel when you look at yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you really love yourself? Have you ever told yourself that you love yourself? I don't do it enough. I did a sound healing session the other night, and I was laying there with my hands on my chest, and the guide was like, put your hand on your heart. Tell your heart that you love it. When was the last time you told your heart that you love yourself, And this is where it all comes back to, is you need to love yourself before you can emit love to anybody else, and before anyone else can emit love to you. If your heart is closed, you're not going to allow love. You're not going to allow vibrational energies that are of love into your life. So keep an open heart and do what is necessary to open your heart, whether that be breath work, whether that be holding some puppies. I noticed when I had my daughter, the most miserable looking people would see my beautiful daughter of pure love and open their hearts. People that you would never expect to smile would smile. So I think, find your opening to your heart. It all begins with the breath. But then it also begins with listening to your inner intelligence. Feel the fire within.
Yep. Amen. I think it all begins with sort of presence. It all begins with getting out of the noise and being fully in this moment, and just like seeing and recognizing life for what it actually is. Well, for me at least, it started there. And if you don't love yourself fully and accept yourself fully, and you've forgiven yourself fully for all the shit, and you accept where you're at, and you know that you're moving forward with something close to your best intentions, if you haven't done that yet, it's actually impossible to genuinely love someone else, I feel. Because, if you haven't surrendered fully to that radical self-appreciation, for the perfectly imperfect human being that you are, and forgiven yourself for the bullshit that may have happened or the mistakes you may have made, if you haven't done that yet, it's somewhat impossible to truly accept someone else, I think, and forgive them truly, like truly forgive. And I find, that realization, that understanding that we are perfectly imperfect. We're all just trying our best. There's no manual for how to life. Maybe the Bible was the closest thing, but I'm not sure. Fuck. We're all just doing the best with what we're given. And unfortunately, the narrative that we are force-fed from this society is one of separation, it's one of division, is one of lack, is one of greed. We are pushing for a different narrative. We are writing a different narrative. We're supporting a different narrative. We're building a different narrative. Because I truly believe that, a lot of us have made do, but I believe we're fish out of water energetically in this greed-based overall system and narrative. Overall, I mean, of course it is good to have your own things, and of course if you've got a goal, work towards it, but really try not to make that the core intention of your life. Life is rich. Life is like a perfectly ripe mango or something on a perfect summer's day. Don't fucking throw that away for the quick soft drink in a can. Like, savor that shit. Go to the beach. Oh fuck, I don't know, I'm just talking shit right now.
No, you're talking from the heart, bro. Like, you're talking about, brings me to a question. What is it that you do in your everyday life to open up your heart, to not feed the fear, to actually look at life with hope and abundance? Going to the beach is one of them.
I mean, going to the beach is a bloody good thing. I mean, nature is incredible. Shout out to Wu Young.
Throwing the gang signs out. Shout out to Crabs Creek. Probably shouldn't do that, bro. We're gonna offend some gangsters.
All day Wu Young.
You got a little crew going on up there, or what?
It's my new rapper name, Lil Wu Young. Spending time in nature, man. Spending time in presence. Spending time with myself. For me personally, man, I adopted some real big narratives of it's not going to work out. Like, you're damaged. You're broken. What's the point in even trying? You're less than everyone else. Yeah, so I really got to sit with my deepest, highest self to even sometimes find the motivation. But sit with myself, I do. And make time for myself, I do. Actually caring for myself, I do. Like, actually making myself a nutritious, delicious meal. Actually putting myself to bed at a reasonable time so I wake up fresh the next day, so I can tackle my things. I mean, I'm not perfect, but this is my intention.
Taking care of your today's self to be considerate for your tomorrow self. The actions you do in this moment affect how your tomorrow self will feel. So if you feel that urge to do something which is not very good for you because it's a short-term pleasure, but you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to feel like shit, and you're not going to be a great father, the best father you can be, or the best human you can be for yourself, your community, your partner, the people you're around. Maybe consider what you're doing in that day and maybe stop doing that shit. If you're feeling sad and you're feeling depressed and you don't really want to get out of bed, maybe stop drinking. Maybe stop smoking weed. Maybe stop scrolling till 1 a.m. watching other people's lives and posting all their magical creations, and maybe start to actually take care of yourself, go to bed early, have a bath, read some books, educate yourself, turn off your TV, turn off your laptops, do more for you so you can be a better person tomorrow in this
Amen.
moment.
Amen. And yeah, like touching on that, I haven't drank for like 7 years, thank God.
Nice.
But those escapes still come to me in different forms.
What kind of forms?
I mean, I fucking love weed. No, I mean, I smoke some joints occasionally.
That's fine, bro.
I really love escaping, even though I never consciously call it escaping, but I really love entering into the world of a high quality film, and just like, there's so much like human knowledge and education you can get from a good film about what it means to be alive, about like human relation. Yeah, and I mean, I suppose, yeah, even though I don't really set many solid goals, but one of them would be to get my life to a point where I don't feel on any level that I want to escape. Even though, like, I don't consciously think of it like escaping, but then,
I was going to add to that.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to self-discipline. I know this is a word that comes up a lot for me, but it's having the ability to say no to something so it doesn't control your life, so that you can then make a conscious decision if you want to do it or not. I went through this journey myself with weed. I was smoking it every day for 5 years, and I believed that I needed it to sleep, and I didn't, and I cut it out. I set a goal. I was like, I'm stopping smoking weed right now, and I went for a good year or two without weed.
Yeah, real. Was that your just straight cold turkey?
Cold
year or
turkey.
two?
That's how I do stuff. I don't wean off stuff. I just cold turkey,
Yeah.
take the brunt for the first week or two, even a month.
How was that?
It took me a long time to really stop thinking about wanting it. Even 6 months down the line, I'd see people smoking weed, and a part of me was like, I would love to have a joint right now. And it takes me a lot of discipline to say no. People offer me joints, I say no. And it was in them moments that built my resilience and my self-discipline to say no to the things that I wanted but wasn't serving me in that moment. I was on a journey of trying to be present with my daughter, trying to wake up fresh for my daughter. And if I smoke a joint at night because it feels nice and it helps me relax and it helps me, escape, it's just it is a relaxation, and it is a medicine if used correctly. It gave me the energy I needed for that moment. Now, because I've achieved that, I can now get some weed if I want to. I can roll a joint, and I can say yes when I want to myself and to weed. If I really want to have a joint, I know that I can say no. I know I can stop it. Now I can say yes to it in a controlled way that is going to medicate me, which is going to open the mind, which is going to not escape. It's going to actually take you internally to what is truly going on in there, because sometimes you need a bit of plant medicine just to give you a little push, a bit of a guidance. So yeah, if you're depressed and if you're smoking it every day to rely on it, and you're not making any money, and you're just unfit, and you're really unhealthy mentally, physically, stop spending your fucking money on weed. Stop smoking weed. Find your discipline. Go for a run. Running for me is my fix. It's what helped me get through a lot of my pain and trauma, is just putting some shoes on, running, facing the pain of the body within the mind, letting it go.
I haven't really run. Well, I had to learn how to walk and run and dance and everything again. So, I mean, maybe I haven't really gotten back 100% with the running just yet, but I do work out, and I really like that. I really like pushing myself through that pain, and then feeling it afterwards. I eat really well. I spend time in nature. I meditate. But yeah, I mean, after a long day of the shit, I do really fucking love weed.
That face.
No, I mean, I just like that victory joint at the end of the day, you know, like just says like, good job. But I mean, I'm not like wasting my life away while I'm doing it. I'll be either editing a video or, writing some poetry or maybe spending time in nature or, yeah, watching a film or something. At the end of the day, no smoking in the day. But then I think about, yeah, like, if I did cut that out, in what ways would my life elevate, you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to knowing yourself and knowing how it's affecting you in your life. You know, if you've had a productive day and you can have a joint at the end of the day and it helps you just actually relax, it helps you soften, it helps you go inwards. Ultimately, that's healing.
Yeah.
Rather than,
Yeah.
obviously, you'd want to be able to finish your day and be able to relax without a joint.
Mm.
Everyone should be able to do that. I mean, when I was having my break from weed, I was replacing the weed habit with exercise because then I would feel naturally tired at the end of the day and I wouldn't need a joint and I'd naturally just fall asleep. And that's the way I kind of switched the habits from my brain thinking I need weed to actually I've just done 10K run and I'm pretty tired, so I fall asleep. So yeah, it's everything in moderation. This is what life is about, everything in moderation. If you're doing too much of spiritual healing and you're not tapping into the masculine, just as an example for men, if you're constantly just spiritual healing, yoga, meditating, and in your chill flow state, which is fine, but you're not then going meeting with brothers, you're not actioning, you're not providing for your family, you're not taking care of your health, you're not, doing some form of exercise, then there's no balance. And it's the same with the food you eat, what you drink, what substances you're putting in your body. It's all in moderation. So I stopped coffee for a bit just to show that I could stop coffee. But I value coffee, man. I like having a coffee and it gives me a boost. It's like I like having a joint every now and again because it helps me unload and unlock and opens up a part of my brain which sparks new ideas which may not have been there. And this, again, is why plants and the medicines were put on this earth to be used
correctly
as medicine, as correctly, and not abused. Anything taken too much of is bad for you. Drink too much water, you drown.
Yeah, too much greed.
Too much greed, yeah. So it's like The Sims, man. That's where I look at you. You know, if you're working too much on your health and yourself, but then you're neglecting your family and your partner, you need to then, all right, maybe I'll not go to the gym 5 days a week. Maybe this day I'll stay at home and I'll make a nourishing breakfast for my partner, my daughter. Maybe I'll do a meditation with them.
All right. Wait, so that was actually The Sims. So The Sims properly taught you like family dynamics.
The stuff you learn from The Sims, but no.
And I was always on the World of Warcraft train, so I never got into The Sims. But yeah, wow, that's a totally different.
It's not really like, I didn't really look at The Sims. It's just interesting that that's what you need. It's quite a relevant story because in The Sims you need to maintain all of the different aspects of your character, which is what we are, man. We're all our own main characters in our story. So if you ain't raising them bars on your health, you ain't raising the bars on your love, your family, your work, your spirituality, and you're letting one go higher than the other, you're going to be out of balance.
Yeah.
And that's what creates an inconsistent flow.
Yeah, wow. Big lessons for me on that within the past 12 months. Yeah, it's so important to make sure we have all those areas of our life as we're as close to where we want it to be as possible.
What are some of the challenges you face in this day and age consistently that you're trying to overcome?
I suppose for me, man, this isn't like something that I hope not many other people can relate to, but Yeah, I don't know. I've really got to find the right therapist for this. So if you're out there, like, let me know. But dealing with the long-term emotional, energetic effects of losing the first 20 years of your life journey progress, and then trying to pick up the pieces and trying to create something that you're proud of for this next half of your life, you know, or this second chapter, you know, and that I find is a fucking daily struggle, man. Yeah, because of that, like, always somewhere in the back of my mind, there's a thing of, well, no, that's not true. Not always. It was always, but I have done a lot of work, and um, shout out to the grandmother who erased the inner narrative of "you're just damaged goods" out of my mind, because that was a fucking anchor. Yeah, so I mean, you know, my situation's very unique. But for me, it would be, yeah, the battle between, you know, what could be possible and pessimism, essentially. Like, it seems like my mind at times is programmed to just go back there, because I was stuck in that for a couple years, like, yeah, 2016, 10 years ago. Yeah, but shifting that to, you know, you're just damaged, it's probably not going to work anyway. What's the point in even trying? To, this life is so beautiful. I am so, so grateful to be alive. What gifts can I, you know, share today? How can I serve life on earth today? How can I better life around me today? How can I, you know, love those most important to me today? How can I love myself most today? Yeah, love just seems to be like the recurring theme. Yeah, the recurring theme of a better life, maybe.
And I'm sure there's someone out there that can help for sure. There's a lot of intelligent healers out there that will be listening to this. And if you are listening to this and this is your speciality and you get a call into, you know, help, there's no shame in that. And I appreciate you sharing your vulnerabilities, because we've all got them. We've all got things that on a daily basis we have to deal with and we have to be aware of. And sounds like you've got a similar thing to me, where one side of your brain knows what you need to do, and then you've got the other side, which is a deep, deep programming and a deep pain that is still clinging on. And I've still got him. I still see him. And I still constantly on a daily have to remind him that I love you. I see you. It's time for you to sit down and go away now, because you no longer serve me. It's an old version of me.
That's true.
That still remains in me. The version of me, my biggest ego death was when I had a child. So I can relate in that sense, completely different to yours, but I kind of can see how the life I once knew before becoming a father is no longer possible. It's no longer something I can ever be. It's a different version that I have to accept. It's a different set of habits. It's a different set of ways of living. And that old part of me comes up sometimes, and it's like constantly trying to sabotage this new, evolved, elevated state of my mind. So
I believe we all have that. I believe some of us, some of the closest people to us sometimes, can believe that darker side of their mind is themselves. They can become that identity, unfortunately, which is the fear program. But all of us, I believe, have the brighter side of what could be possible, and then the other one's just like pessimism and comfort. And what's the point in even trying? Like, we've all got that on varying levels. And again, like this is, the revolution is love is internal. It's consciously making that shift and choosing love in every moment, like choosing to feed that wolf instead of that one, so we can build our own lives to a point which will then allow us to contribute positively to the whole. Is the theory, at least. I mean, like I don't know, my theory, I'm still trying to get out of it myself, but like my theory is that when we are fully in abundance and fully in that loving flow, and we have built our own life in our internal world to that point of, that balance between discipline and flow, and there's this nice like harmony and symbiosis to everything in our life. And I think that's the point where, we are able to shift our focus from the self to the other, or to outside of ourselves. After we realize there is no other, but we see an eternal part of self in everything else, everyone else. Yeah.
There's a part of this poster which I read which sums that up, I think, amazingly. The revolution is the ability to actually look at your own shit for the purpose of healing it, so we can rebuild our own quality of life from the ground up, starting with ourselves and our community. At times like these, the need for love is greater than ever. I think your theory is pretty on point, to be honest, and I think it's the truth.
Yeah, the truth of human existence, I like to think of it.
It is.
Like the human greed left unchecked has created this artificial narrative that has been the way it's always been, so everyone doesn't really think too much into it. But we're fish out of water, man, in this current way of being. Like there's reasons why family feels so good, why a genuine sense of community feels so good, and we feel like energetically heightened. It's like that's our natural habitat. We're not meant to live in these little blocks with tall fences and don't talk to anyone else and just hustle like that. What is the meaning of life?
It's the question, isn't it? And I ask myself that question, like, what's the meaning of life? And the more that I question it, the more I come back to, as selfish as this sounds, it's not what my intention. It's self-evolution, it's self-awareness, it's self-love. Not so it's all about you, so you can be of service to others.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can inspire others.
Exactly. We are the vessel almost. And if our vessel is sinking, we need to fix that shit so we can go and save some other people or like contribute to something good. We can't be stressing over our own life situation or yeah.
It's all good, brother. Take a moment. It's a powerful conversation. A lot of insights. This is a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. I like this poster. It's got a lot of cool things on it. A radical revolution of values that must go beyond traditional resistance to injustice and move toward a transformation to the entire society.
Amen. Amen.
I have to read that again. A radical revolution of values that must go beyond traditional resistance to injustice and move towards transformation of the entire society. What does that mean to you when you hear it?
It means an internal shift. It means an internal energetic awakening. It means stepping out of the force-fed narrative and moving towards what naturally magnetizes us. But we have been force-fed this narrative for years and generations and generations. So the way it's always been isn't always the best, And this is sort of like I suppose that crash experience was able to eradicate some bullshit theories or incentives that are force-fed to us. And I was able to reprioritize. And like with that being said, I'm not perfect. I'm still half figuring it all out. Like I'm still figuring out how to be a good friend, for example. I'm on my way and I'm putting in my best, highest intentions every day. But life is a work in progress for everyone. Like, we're all learning and, more importantly, unlearning the shoulds. Such a fucking poisonous word. Unlearning the shoulds of society. And stepping into truth. Yeah. Stepping into the truth of human existence, I believe.
Why do you think should is a poisonous word?
Well, it really, really infected my mind for years when I was younger. When I was coming out of this sort of, that whole experience of having my life reset, but then I was trying to like re-figure out what it means to be alive, and I was just listening to, the teachers and the parents and the society, and the shoulds came up, and it's like, you should be earning this much money by now, you should have this sort of job, you should be going to uni, like should. And it affected so much of my present moment, unfortunately, until my dad was gifted me The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I was able to step back from my thoughts and become the watcher and actually recognize how vile and malicious that word was being in my narrative, in my inner narrative. It was like a constant mental chorus of what I should be doing. And like, because obviously I had a big speed bump in my life, I didn't meet any of these shoulds, or barely any of these shoulds at that point in my life, in my early 20s, and it led me into a deep depression. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, so I just became such an advocate for truth and for living by your own truth and not the truth of society.
Or of what your parents want for themselves.
Exactly. When they're just trying to protect you. They're trying to do the right thing, ensure a good life. So they're going to tell you what their parents told them. And, it's, there was no malicious intent at all, but just outdated narratives that need a jig.
That's something that personally on my life journey I've been really good at, is not feeding into the shoulds. I've always been a bit more of I don't really want to do that. That doesn't feel right for me, so I'm not going to do that. I don't really want to go to university. It doesn't feel right. I'm not going to do that. Even as a kid, I was very certain on what I wanted and what I didn't want. And I think it's true power. I see my daughter, and she's very similar to
Yeah.
me and my partner.
Power.
She's very, very certain of what she wants and what she doesn't want. And for me to go, no, you want this because I want this, is actually taking away from her true essence. And my job as a father and as a parent is to recognize what lights her up inside, recognize and try and attune to her purpose on this earth, and guide her and put her in situations that can, plant seeds, see if they blossom, plant seeds, see if they die, follow the blossom, plant another one, see where it goes.
I love
And
that.
I think that's what more parents need to do. Not that I want to go all into parenthood and stuff, but it links back to what we was talking about before of my mind's just gone numb. My mind's just gone blank. But not feeding into the shoulds. That's what it is. Not what you think she should do. Not what you think you should do.
Which is brings up an interesting point. Like, if all the shoulds of this world were removed, what would we be doing? What is our natural pull? Like, what is the human being designed to do? One thing's for damn sure, it's surely not get into this fucking rat race and feed the machine, keep it oiled and running well. Like, no.
A quote I heard, which was powerful, is, what would you do if you could not fail?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do?
What would I do if I could not fail?
And this is good, man, because you have to really go in and ask yourself and really try and understand, what would I actually do? What do I want to do if I could not fail? If money wasn't an issue, what would your life look like?
It would probably be something along the lines of what I'm doing, but on a far grander scale. There would be, maybe a month and a half, we ran our first full day event. It was called Creekside. It was a Sunday gathering, a day devoted to love, inspiration, and celebration. And creating that space and creating that container for everyone that was there. Really, I feel like I had so many people coming up to me being like, I did not even know how much I needed that. Thank you. This was not a party. This was a gathering. Like, there was music, there was workshops, there was dancing, but it was not a party. It was an alcohol and hard drug-free event. I would probably get to a point of running events like that all over the world, of speaking all over the world, of sharing my perspective and serving my human brothers and sisters all over the world and getting fairly compensated for that, like an exchange of service, exchange of energy. I would write books. I would be happily married in a beautiful rainforest house with the absolute queen of my life, with a fruit forest and maybe a baby or two, and a fireplace and a tree. Like, I know I have this vision of a tree that grows like in the living room, but there's like glass walls, so it's like this natural centerpiece for the house.
Epic.
Yeah, I would get myself to a point where I know that through my service, I am being fairly compensated financially. So I finally step out of this narrative of lack, which I've been working on for many, 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 many years. And from that point, I would send all my love overseas. I would send all my love in the direction of, and my energy in the direction of, maybe not all, but in the direction of the human race. Like doing what I can. I would you know, build those schools, dig those wells, you know, like make the meals. You know, I would do everything that I could within my power to raise the standard of living to something more equal globally. Because I believe what anyone does to anyone else anywhere in the world affects us all energetically.
Beautiful vision, man. I think. Do you think you're taking steps now to achieve that vision you just said? Because it's very clear in your mind, and I think that's powerful to have such a clear vision when you can answer that question of what would you do if you couldn't fail and you didn't, money wasn't an issue. That sounds like it came from the heart purpose. What's stopping you from getting that? Or do you feel like you're already on the way to getting that?
I'm definitely on my way. I'm definitely putting in the steps every day, working towards the revolution is love becoming what I know it can be. There's a big healing my relationship with money still that is underway. So I'm really, really excited to be at a point where, I found my groove. I found how I can serve. I found, groups of people that I can speak to and help and share the wisdom I've gained from these questionable life experiences. Yeah, I'd say that would sort of be the biggest block right now. And then there's, there are still fragments of basically the most important person to me in the world 10 years ago, 10 and a half, turned around to me one day and it's like, "You're just damaged goods." And that really got stuck and sent me into a year of deep depression. And there are still fragments of that. So rebuilding my confidence, my self-belief, rebuilding my belief in my capability to help, to serve, to speak. And love's not a little bit of a contradiction there. I'm trying to heal my relationship with money, but like love in this current time is not a profitable venture, but I just believe in this energetic revolution with my whole heart and being that I'm going to find a way to make it work.
Keep focusing on the vision and the reason to why you're doing it and what service you can bring to others. And I think naturally, money flows. And if you don't obviously make it your main focus, keep just focusing on the why to the revolution is love. Keep doing your events, man. Have you got another one planned?
Yeah, one on April 19th, actually. Creekside. It's in Wilson's Creek. It's a whole day event. There's musicians, DJs, workshops. There's free, fresh, organic fruit being passed around all day. A plant-based curry meal we all eat together. Closing sound journey. Opening meditation. The soul of Campfire is a big fire. The soul of Creekside is a big campfire that'll be running all day long. It's at a beautiful property. There's sauna, ice baths, there's a little outdoor gym, there's a pool, there's a creek. Yeah, I think it's a very good lived experience of the energetic landscape that could be possible. It's a good taste.
I'll write that down in my diary because that sounds right up my street. It sounds beautiful and
heaven. Yeah.
Thank you for putting these events on and for even when you're feeling the doubt and the pain and the words from others in your mind, for still pushing past that and for still continuing to be of service to others and putting events on where people can see what is possible takes a lot of courage and strength. So give you credit for that. Give yourself credit for that, because not everyone can do that. It's a gift. And
I mean, big shout out to Manu Fix. He's my right hand man with Creekside, and
is he
yeah,
German?
he's German.
I fucking met him the other night.
Yeah,
This is
right.
so random,
He's
bro.
a good lad.
I went to the healing session and he comes out and he goes, "Are you Matt?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've been watching your podcast." I was like, "No fucking way." I was like, "What are the odds of that?" And he says, "Really appreciate it. It's inspirational and, you know, it's helped give me some energy, and the conversations you're having are really powerful." And in that moment, that's the first time I've seen someone who recognized me from doing this podcast, because I only launched it just probably a month ago or so. And the fact that you know Manu and he's your right hand man, the synchronicities of this world is insane. Like, what are the odds that I met him a few nights ago and he's your right hand man for Creekside? Holy shit.
He's a very good lad, and his heart is in the same direction as mine, and he's Manu is a beacon of the brighter world our hearts know is possible.
Yeah, I was having a brief conversation with him after this session, and I could feel his openness and his heart and his energetics, and he's curious and open to learning from others and to meet people. I could feel his heart open, and it was a nice interaction. His smile's infectious, and it's so cool. I'm still blown away at the coincidence of this thing happening, and the more I realize coincidences aren't random, they happen all the time for me. Like, it's kind of like life going, you're on the right path. Here's another sign. When you start seeing them, you start noticing them.
I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and even to the point of, like, nature is always speaking to us. We just have to be open to seeing it. Like, even when we're trying to decide between something, or we've got the two possibilities in our mind, for example, and we're thinking about one, and sort of be like, oh, and then we're thinking about the other, and the moment we start to think about it, like a butterfly will fly past or something like that. Like little signs like that. I believe all life, nature, the world, the universe, God, it's all pushing us towards one direction. And I believe that direction is that of love. I believe we were made and designed to love, and that's what I believe, at least.
I also believe that. And I went through a point in my life where my heart was so closed that I had no empathy for anyone. People would tell me to talk about the problems, and because I'd been through what I believe to be worse events or more painful events, I struggled to see the empathy in someone complaining about something fucking so stupid like the weather that you can't control. People complaining about stuff you can't control. Stop it. It's a waste. It's a waste of your energy. So, yeah. Getting from that place, though, of being numb and being so closed and opening your heart, it's not very, very easy at all. And I can resonate and I can fully empathize with people now after doing it myself, of why people stay stuck in that closed heart space, and why people don't face the fears, and why people don't push their comforts, because it is scary, it is painful. You are going to have to be vulnerable. You are going to have to cry. You have to look at the deepest depths of your darkest parts, and you have to sit with them and feel them and release them. And if you don't do that, you're going to be living in a false identity, or an identity which doesn't serve you or anyone around you.
An identity that is derived from pain. Fear, essentially.
Alchemy. Alchemize the pain, because
exactly, and that only happens through acceptance, forgiveness, holding, cradling, caring, you know, I mean, certain people in my life come to mind, but there's things about their life that, you know, and I can speak from my own story. Like, it took me like 5 years to accept that this crash experience had happened to me, and that's when the perspective shifted from victim to survivor. So acceptance and forgiveness are your two
Anchor points.
core base level ingredients to opening your heart. Yeah, there's a lot of, unfortunately, there's some cold, closed off people, as a butterfly flies past. There's some cold, closed off people in this world. Yeah, and it's our obligation, I feel. Not a push obligation, but it's our duty as human beings to uplift and recognize self in other and to rise together. And then, you know, the concept of evolution comes over the horizon. It's like, oh, fuck, you know, how could we, you know, what's next? The way things have always been aren't really working that well anymore. The systems are collapsing. I mean, like, what is next? You know, like, phew,
So it's a
juicy.
interesting time, isn't it, with all of the life events that are going on right now, with AI over enhancing, with pedos running the world, with wars and bombings, all the darker, crazy shit that's going on is an energetic battle between, call it good, call it evil, but it's an energetic battle of love and fear, in my opinion.
Yep.
And this is an unprecedented time for anyone to be alive. Like we was talking about before, back in the day, it was, you know, get your guns and, you know, violence, and that was the way to revolute. Now it's an energetic battle. It's an energetic system that's going on, and there's no more of that old mentality of survival that way. This is a survival energetically. What are you doing to survive energetically for yourself and your family? What are you doing for yourself to raise your vibrational frequencies so you're not feeding the opposition's cup? And you don't even need to look at it as the opposition. It's just an energy that you don't need to feed. You don't need to feed that entity anymore. Feed the positive, feed the love, feed the light, shift your focus from that to that, and watch your life transform.
Amen. Yeah, I mean, like, the mainstream narrative in terms of the news and, you know, all that, it's always, well, vast majority of times, and it has been for a long time, like, pushing us towards fear. Like, they're just trying to make us fear our neighbors. Like, holy shit, this problem is so immense that I can't do anything. Like, so I'm going to keep stewing in my shit. I'm going to keep numbing and just, you know, like that, it all contributes. But another way is possible. A brighter world is possible.
A quote I remember as a kid, what my mum told me, she said, there's only two kind of people in this world, good and bad. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter your ethnicity, good and bad.
Yeah.
So when you see people that are, and I don't even like to label it good or bad, I actually look at it as work through the pain, living in the pain.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to bring that up. Like, I don't believe there are any bad people.
Damaged people.
Yeah, I mean, that word's a sensitive one for me, but like, there are people who are still in their pain, who are yet to process it, alchemize it, integrate it, because it's the biggest, baddest, scariest thing we will do. You know, like, no one wants to go into the the cause or the catalyst of this unprocessed trauma that's in the back of their mind. No one wants to do that because it is so uncomfortable. But through that is where awakening happens. It's where recalibration happens. It's where a change in perspective happens inevitably, because pain's an anchor. Yeah, it anchors so much of our life force energy down.
So next time you see someone in pain, struggling, angry, reactive, have some understanding and compassion for these people, because they may not have had a good childhood, they may not have had good mentors in their lives, they may not have had nice friends, they may have had a really, really tough life up to that point. And for you to take it personally, it's a disservice to yourself, because most people that are angry are masking it from the pain.
I would say almost everyone. Yeah. Like,
So,
I truly believe like our most natural, like every baby comes out just unconditional, illuminated love for everyone and everything. And then the ways of the world and the stories and the narratives and the shoulds come over us and dampen our light. And if too many layers get put on top of like pain, trauma, it can drown our light. But the light never goes out. The light is always there within the center of your chest. But it is on us to seek the help we may need, to invest in some discipline, to invest in structure, to genuinely care for oneself, that we can begin the process of shedding the bullshit that ultimately does not serve us or the collective at all. And I feel when enough of us have done that and worked through it and integrated it, then together we will rise.
powerful. And I just want to apologize for saying damage before.
No offense.
This is the reality though of thinking before you speak, because for me it was just natural. It wasn't obviously an attack, as you know, but to be more understanding of how it may affect someone. Like I'm brutal with my words sometimes. I'm very cutthroat. I say things as they are to anyone. I'm not nasty. I'm not horrible, but I'll tell you straight, and I'll say it with love. And if I need to say it a bit more sternly, I will, because I protect my energy and I protect my family. And if there's people that are trying to invade that and they're trying to damage that, this is where it comes in as a man to be calm, be aware, use your strength when required. Other than that, be kind and compassionate and understanding of people's situations. We're all going through pain. We're all going through struggles. So just try your best to be kind to people. Put the energy out you want. You'll attract the energy. You'll stop attracting these people in your life that are draining you, because you're not focusing on that anymore. If you continuously focus on, oh, this person's nasty to me, or this person's this, or this keeps happening. Words are powerful. If you continue to say these words daily, you're casting spells upon yourself. So be very mindful of the words you use and the way that you speak to yourself daily. Tell yourself you're shit with money. You're going to be shit with money. You tell yourself, oh, I can't find a nice person. You're never going to find a nice person. Instead, vision what you want. Focus on what person do you want in your life. What energies do you want in your life?
Exactly.
Instead of, that's the same as focusing on the fear, focusing on the love, focusing on the opportunity, focusing on the lack. It's focus on the opportunity of what you want and be aware of the energies you don't want.
Amen. There is definitely an emergence of, I feel at least, an emergence of a man of the new earth, like the type of man, like yeah, and like that's been a big thing for me as well, like stepping out of the boy and into the man. So the quest for becoming a better man is one that's always near the forefront of my mind. And I believe there is like this, a new standard, a new loving standard of good man that's coming out. Well, I don't know if it's coming out. It's probably always been there. Just maybe, yeah, I haven't been around it too much. Yeah, like someone who only ever has the most positive intentions for all of life around him. The protector. Like, I noticed you had Brett Lloyd on your show a couple of weeks. He's a prime example. Yeah, but I think that sort of empathy for all life, that protector energy, that consciously choosing what contribution he wishes to make to the situation at hand, and it always being in a constructive, positive way. Yeah, I mean, that's about all I had to say about that.
Beautiful. And I noticed you say amen a lot. What's your relationship with religion?
Oh, I mean, I just say amen is like a emphasis sort of thing, like a full stop. But I went to a Christian school for 12 years. You either left that place an obedient robot of sorts, or someone totally skeptical on religion. I was the latter. But it was since leaving school that I met some really incredible people of all religions, and really became more affiliated with the concept of God and what God actually means and stands for. And like, unlike my school, which just enforced this rules and guidelines and a box you had to be in to be the good Christian, God is love. God is love. I would never call myself religious, because religion has caused so much fucking suffering, and the corporation of religion has taken away almost completely the magic and the divinity of what God really is and the love within all of us. Yeah, so I'm skeptical in the concept of religion, and I believe many of us are.
So,
I believe there is a hole within the human being where that connection to the divine used to be. And I suppose in some ways, like, the revolution is love is an unreligiously affiliated, maybe more approachable bridge between, the everyday human and the concept of God/love.
do you ever pray?
No,
Never.
no. Something I want to and should. Rarely I use that word, but something I really want
Sure,
to.
it came back up.
Something I really want to start doing more. I mean,
Is there a reason you
yeah.
don't pray? Is there anything like that kind of, does it make you feel a certain way?
No, I mean, I'm open to it. I mean, I suppose, I don't know, I have this sort of pressure to do it myself. Which is sort of bullshit, because we are tribal creatures after all, and accepting a helping hand is strength. Because we're designed to work together. But yeah, no, no,
I recommend it
I
to
should. Yeah, I
anyone
should.
who's going through a hard time, anyone that wants something. Usually, I've said this before, people usually use prayer in despair, which is mainly when I've prayed, is when, I'm in a tough situation or I need something, which is a bit selfish, really. But it's definitely helped me, and it's definitely brought some of the things that I've prayed for. Who am I praying to? Who knows? It's an energetic. It's not a single being. It's just an energetic realm that I'm putting it out to and praying, letting it go, putting it into words, putting the magic out there, letting the vibrations go out there, and then it comes back. So if you are in despair and you are in a rough, dark place and you're feeling like shit and you feel like no one's there for you, you can always rely on the power of prayer just to help release that in a way. It's a form of putting it out into the universe to attract it in.
Yeah, well, I really haven't explored that too much. Like the way my school framed religion, God, prayer, it was very mechanical. Like it was very, you must do this to be this, and then you'll go to heaven. Like it's so backwards.
Yeah. They twisted it.
Yeah, they did.
It's a good way to take your power back, because I went to a Catholic school as well, and I felt the same way, where we was, I won't say forced, but forced to go and sit in a church and listen to this priest just monotone tell us some speeches from the Bible. Cool if you like that. And yeah, it was, like I said, it was a container, a box of how they want you to be, how you should be, and you do this, you pray, and you'll go to heaven.
And then you'll be enough.
Yeah, and when you're on your deathbed, after you've done all of your horrible things, if you just say sorry to God, you will be accepted into heaven. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So you can be a horrible person all your life, and when you're about to die, you just get a priest in, get a reconciliation, say sorry, you're accepted.
Bullshit.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, religion's a interesting topic. I'm like I said, the same kind of thing. I don't really pray to one God. I don't believe in one religion or anything. It's more of an energetic belief of
the creator.
The frequency is the religion. The frequency you emit is a religion.
Yeah.
That is,
it's a way
the values of life is what I got from religion, is the 10 commandments, how you are as a person. Do to others as you would do to yourself. Treat others how you would treat yourself. Be empathetic to people, and just try and be a good person.
That what you're saying? How treat others how you'd wish to be treated. That summarizes it.
That's it. If you're having a shit day and you're angry, and someone, you out interacting, and someone gives you shit back and makes your day even worse, doesn't help if they go, is everything all right, bro? Like, do you want to have a chat? Do you want to open up and talk to me? And there'll probably be a bit of a resistance, but people just sometimes need someone to talk to vulnerably, without judgment, without feeling ashamed to release and cry.
That's where prayer
I talk about crying a lot on these podcasts, and I think it's a very relevant part of healing. Without tears, which is just a release of pain coming out in tear form, I don't think you can fully heal. And that's a bold statement, but I don't know many people that have healed their pain without tears. Has anyone ever done that?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing as well. Like
that's a beast of an ant, isn't it?
It's a big one.
It's a massive. Come on, buddy, you can go. It's here for the show.
It's got something in its mouth.
Nice.
Yeah, like I hadn't cried for 15 years. Like I never grieved my accident. I never grieved losing the person I'd spent 20 years with in a moment myself. I never grieved that. I was in a 4-year relationship, 1 year before, 3 years after, that ended in a painful way that I never grieved. It was only recently, actually, like this last sort of 12 months, that I've been able to access that. And fuck yeah, it is such a good release. Like, it's such a good expression. It's so healing, man. like to just surrender and just be in that feel and to feel it fully.
What helped you access that?
Presence, nature.
Was there anyone helping you? Was there any guides or mentors that helped you tap in?
Just me by myself. There was like 2 weeks there where I'd go to the beach for sunrise every morning. So just being with that really helped. Just being present, no more resistance. Like no more fighting it back. Just allowing, surrendering.
And good on you, bro, for being able to do that by yourself, because I couldn't. I prayed for someone to help me and show me the way because I couldn't do it by myself. And I didn't have the tools and the knowledge to go inwards and to find that pain and that trauma. I was so disconnected from my heart that I prayed for help. I prayed for someone to come into my life and guide me, show me the ways, teach me what you know, because there's so much education out there in other people that can help you grow and evolve. You've just got to be open to it. That's why it's important to have an open heart, to be vulnerable enough to allow someone into your space and for you to surrender to the process and surrender to what feelings come up and to fully feel them, fully release them, everything. And then you'll find once you've done that, you'll start waking up lighter.
That's exactly what happened.
And it's gonna be a lifetime, bro. Like even all them years of not crying for 15 years and not dealing with all this grief, you've been doing it for the past 12 months, which is incredible. And it could probably go on for the rest of your life.
I hope it does. Yeah.
It's the powerful part. The more you release and the more you feel, the more you let in.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. The more somatic real estate we have to allow new things in, because if we don't fucking release, like it just stews on the inside, you know, it just gets locked away and just fucking cooks and can become really quite vile indeed. So a good release is a very, very healthy thing.
all right, let's cry together. Yes, I have to. I even today in this way I'm at now, I struggle sometimes to cry until I actually stop. Presence, breath work. That's my entry point to within, into my body, out of the mind. Because, like I said before, I've got a very busy brain, a Gemini brain. It's active a lot. Thinks of all these different things, and I've got creative ideas coming in all the time. So, for me to just sit. Forget about what's going on around you. Forget about your job. Forget about your rent. Forget about you have to go shopping and your family for a moment. Not as in neglect them, but just take a moment for yourself to actually explore. It's the gateway to presence. It's the gateway to your gateway. Yeah, I said that right. Gateway to yourself to access the internal intelligence within. I'd love to know what magic you have in your notebook there, if you don't mind sharing a poem with us or whatever you've wrote in there.
There's a few things, mostly rambling.
It's usually where the magic is.
But there's one I wrote on authenticity, which I do like.
Let us hear that. It's a good word, authenticity.
You know, I believe the authenticity as well. It's like underneath the shoulds, you know. It's like it's our true nature underneath the narratives and the programs we've accumulated over our lives. And it's so funny, I feel, how often when we are able to step outside of those narratives and the shoulds, ain't it funny and beautiful how often the human being's natural state of existence is one of love, is one of care, is one of warmth. Anyway, when our need to do is replaced by an invitation to simply be. For who are you other than your deepest authenticity? You are not who you think you are. Should I go again? Yeah, I'll go again. Authenticity. All right, yeah. Sometimes I still have to focus on over articulating my words to learn again. Anyway, when our need to do is replaced by an invitation to simply be. For who are you other than your deepest authenticity? You are not who you think you are simply not. The truth of your existence lies beneath the mind and not in the things you've got, not in your achievements or the things you do. For how could these ever define you? We are so much greater than the stories we're told. There ain't no way in the world I am ever going to grow old thinking about what I could have done. Being my weird, wonderful self is just too much fun. Me, I'm allergic to normal. Since when was life meant to be so damn formal? For I will not live by their narrative of shoulds. To keep my expression deeply rooted in the truth of what could be, if only I found an anchor in the center of my chest. For it is right here that is me best. Not a knowing, but a gentle is. Not a doing, but a gentle is. Void of any expectations, free of any shoulds, released of the chains of any action coming from a place of not enough. For you are accepted here exactly as you are. You don't need to be anything more than exactly who you are. Take those ideas about yourself and leave them far away, for this is your day.
Powerful, my friend. Very, very beautifully written and articulated.
I've got like another shorter
Now
love poem.
let that one sit first about authenticity. I think
Mm.
it's a powerful message for myself to hear and for everyone else who's listening to absorb, but for sure read the second one after. But yeah, just to be and release expectations of how you want to be perceived.
Yeah.
Of how others see you, because everyone's got their own opinions.
Yeah, amen.
And everyone's going to have their own projections, and you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
Exactly. Everyone has their own projections. Everyone's coming from their accumulated pain of their life, and they're sort of judging you on some level for that, potentially. I'm not saying everyone will do that, but there are people who do that.
But instead of focusing on them people, focus on the ones that are uplifting, that are helping you, and are here for your greater good.
Yeah.
You can focus on people that leave you bad comments or are jealous or don't support you.
Yeah.
Or you can focus on these complete strangers that support you and love you and give you grace. And to be authentic in this world is true power. It's your only power. There's no one else like you. There's no one else like me. So be authentic to yourself. Authentic, mate. Exactly. We're all very unique individuals. So
yeah. Amen. And I was talking to my sister actually about this recently, and I really feel in terms of that worrying about what other people may think of you, which is something I used to be a victim to. But I really feel like integrity can really be your anchor in that. Because if you know the sort of person you consciously choose to turn up in this world as, and you stick to that, sticking to your integrity, then you've already decided and set in stone, like the sort of person you want to turn up in the world as. And if you are embodying that to the best of your ability in all moments, then those who don't vibe with you don't vibe with you, and that's all right. That's totally all right. Like, not everyone needs to be your friend. I mean, love everyone, respect everyone, but not everyone needs to be in your close circle, and that's okay. That's okay.
Powerful.
And I figure if we are always unapologetically ourselves, those who truly do like align with us will be drawn to us, and those who don't actually align will drift. That's okay. That's okay. It's the way it is.
Yeah, you can never please everyone.
Yeah, I mean, love everyone, but definitely do not try and please everyone. Fuck no.
No. And again, you've got one life. Are you going to live in the fear of other people's judgment because they're lower vibrational judgment and they've not worked on the pain? Or are you going to, for me, for example, was posting videos of myself after a run to the world of people in the UK mainly, because that's where a lot of my friends and people I know are. On when I posted it on Facebook, which was a vulnerable state, I posted on there, and yeah, it was a moment of realization of vulnerability and fear. And once I did that and felt the feelings of holy shit, I am open right now. Everyone can see me. I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing my vulnerabilities, and I got a lot of backlash from it. But because I knew I was speaking from the heart, I was speaking from integrity. I knew myself enough with the energetics that I was emitting and the message that I was putting out that I didn't second guess myself. I knew that what I was sharing was authentic. It was honest. It was truthful. It was from love. It wasn't an attack. It wasn't a blame. The people that offended, it was probably because it triggered a part of them they didn't like. And you're going to do that when you're speaking your truth and your authenticity and you're sharing and you're shining light. You shine lights, create shadows on other people, and they will unfortunately, some people will unfortunately project that onto you. So
yeah,
keep shining, keep doing things that scare you, keep doing things that help you grow, and share it with the world authentically.
Yeah, I was watching something. This American guy, can't remember his name. Very good. He made a video about how, like, speaking honestly into a camera is like a spiritual awakening in a way. Because you're putting your, and sharing it with the internet. It can be you putting your most pure self on the table, packaging it and sending it off into the world, and like that, what goes through your body there, and that sort of the fears and the what if I'm not enough, and it's real. But if you stick to your truth, stick to your integrity, you put it out, sure, some people won't vibe with it, and that's okay. But the ones who do, and the ones who truly get what you're saying and feed off it, like it's a feeding, it's a gift. We elevate each other through truth and love.
Powerful messages. Have you got any more power? You said you had a short one that you wanted to read.
I've got one really short love poem, then I got another one that I like a lot more. But anyway, this is a little love poem I wrote. Floating in your own waters, I cradle you. already buoyant, it is you I carry. The current of this world will never be able to rip you away so long as I hold you afloat. My love is a boat. My love is the grounded mountain you didn't even know you were looking for. Scented, unswayable, I will hold you through any storm. Within the tides of life, I will love you through all your forms. In the darkest night or the brightest day, beside you, my love, I will stay.
What inspired that one?
A recent heartbreak.
Alchemize the pain, brother. That's
Yep.
what.
Yep. And this one is unfinished, but I got good feelings about this one. But it's unfinished. It's unfinished. What if God actually wanted love to come out of us? What if we were designed that way? We benefit so much from being the gifter, the recipient, or even someone simply around an act of loving kindness, thoughtfulness, empathy, compassion. Caring for all life around you is the only fashion. What if this was our evolution? What if we saw a fragile but powerful, a finite yet eternal, a simple yet intricate part of ourselves in every other living thing? 8 billion this, an ocean of bliss. If a grounded, happy life was the target, you will not miss. The only step left is for you to gently lower the walls of separation between you and everything and everyone else. For there is none. There is no separation. The essence of your soul, the warmth in your chest that arrives when we're born and leaves when we die, is the exact same as everyone and everything else's. There simply is no separation. All division is an ego-made illusion. We live in a collective state of mass confusion. I believe that I know there is a one life underneath it all. If you listen very closely, you can hear the call from the heart of nature, from the lips of God. Come together.
Bro, powerful and really, really beautifully articulated. I think you've got a really great skill, and the creativeness within them words is a message that everyone should hear, and it's gonna be something everyone's gonna hear because I want to clip it and show it to the world because it's beautiful poetry, man.
I've got my grandest poem, which I know off by heart. I could read as well if you like.
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah?
If you know it by heart, I'd love to hear it.
Right.
And I'd love to hear the written ones, but by heart, it shows you've put a lot of work into it.
Yes, this one is a bit older. I wrote it 5 years ago, living for 3 months in a utopian example of human existence up at Premstock in the Daintree rainforest. Shout out, Prem.
What does that look like before you begin? I'm interested to what that looks like. And utopian. environment.
It's a big old property. He's growing a fruit forest. Everyone eats together, talks together, loves together, plays music together, goes on adventures together. It's freedom. It's love. It's inclusivity. It's community. The nature is abundant. So basically, you cross the Daintree. There's like a 1 kilometer walk up to his place. The first half is cow paddocks. The second half is fruit forests that he has planted. It's a bastion. It's a bastion for the human spirit. And yeah, my experience at Premstock with Premi means a lot to me, and it always will. But yeah, I wrote this poem there about 5 years ago. You're right. Underneath all the layers, far below the surface, lies an extremity. A hot, molten extremity. One that consumes all it touches. One that flows with divine grace. One that doesn't destroy but heals. One that forgives. One that accepts and allows to be. It's inside you and me. Not only an extremity, but a necessity. Heart of the people. A global connection. That unnamed energy that gives life to all beings. The unmanifested. That which has no form. This life force is what unites us. It is our common unity. The same force that makes your heart beat is the same one that greens the trees, that sings life into every bird and bee, that allows nature to grow. Grow. As a species we must. Away from the lust of the system that thrust its greed-based desires upon us with no consent. It is time, my human brothers and sisters, to return to the warm, molten waters of love infinite. For too long have we been living in this state of scarcity and lack. For too long have we denied what comes most naturally to us. This flow, this life force, this love that runs deep within every living thing is the missing link. This love of unconditional inclusion, true acceptance, and family can be found when a group of open-minded human beings embrace and care for each other. This love can create a genuine sense of tribe, which can be the cure for that subtle background feeling of emptiness that many of us know too well. For in these tribes, there is no judgment, only acceptance. There is no separation, only togetherness. There is no competition, only cooperation. There is no self-centeredness, only empathy. There is no ego, only love. The human flower is finally able to bloom. Soak it in. Oof. Breathe it out. Recycle. Oof. Share. Give. Give love. Give love to everyone and everything. Become love. Be love. Be. Yeah, every time I read that, I get sent back to the gold of the feeling of this place. I get sent back to the energetic gold of living in a state of that for 3 months, eating fresh fruit, clothes very optional, was freedom. There was no predatory anything. It was just love and respect and creation, co-creation. You know, a brighter world is possible. She's not very far away. It's just these repeated like scratchings, the gnawings of this other system, this machine. I don't know. We have a fierce foe. Not foe, maybe, not an enemy, like a, I don't know, the way things have always been is deeply ingrained, you know? And it's on us to shine the light of the brighter world our hearts know is possible for all to bask in, for all to experience and to taste. Like just to energetically taste just that little bit of how sweet life could be. If we chose in all moments to not feed the fear wolf and feed the love wolf instead. They're so close to each other. It's which tone you wish your life to be lived in, you know?
I want to give credit where it's due, my friend. It's been a powerful conversation, and to hear your story and, you know, from that huge life-changing event to now, and how you're writing powerful messages in that book and sharing them with the world and hosting your gatherings. Keep going, my friend. I feel it in my heart that you're on the right path, and you should believe in yourself, because you've got a gift, and what you know and what you've experienced can help other people that are also not at the level that you are at. Obviously, we're all growing, we're all evolving, we're never going to be perfect. So don't ever doubt yourself that you're not good enough to teach or you're not good enough to share, because you are. And
Thank you, Bill.
you're a beautiful soul. Keep going. And I'm excited to attend one of your events and experience this energy. And I feel more people should push their limits and go to more of these events where you are around people that are in a vulnerable state, where are just flowing and trying to learn and figure out how to be in this world. Try and learn and take stuff from the uncomfortable energies of doing something you may have never done before. I think once we start doing that and we start pushing our comforts and start just getting a little taster of what life could be,
Yeah,
that's where
could be. Like could is such a beautiful word. Should is dangerous. But what life could be.
vision it.
Yeah, imagine it. I mean, experiences like Creekside, heart-led gatherings sort of really do give us a taste of the frequency of what life could be like. Like when these egos and these other agendas and these ulterior motives and shit are just are taken out, and there's no alcohol, and you just is, you know, like it can be a confronting a confronting thing for people who have always been in that do mindset. But through the guidance of the day and the high quality artists, musicians, and speakers of the day, and the high quality, the high frequency of the people who are there, and the open-heartedness of everyone there, it becomes a wholesome, constructive, loving, nurturing community gathering. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful for what me and Manu have created, and really excited to see the future of this offering, and of course the future of the revolution. Like, how far can we push this? A push without a push.
Sometimes you got to give it a bit of a push, sometimes a bit of force is necessary.
Yeah. I mean, we do have the others, well, them, they're powerful, so maybe love has to push back.
For sure, man. More than ever.
Yeah.
And sometimes conversations like this is what gives people the push. Anyone listening to this right now and made it all the way to the end, this is maybe the push for you to try and tap into the love, try and take something away from this conversation which can make you become a better person for yourself, for the people around you.
Amen.
For the universe, for
Amen.
the energies worldwide.
Yeah. In all moments, there are messages from the universe, from nature, from our human brothers and sisters, for ways that we can become better, the ways that we can turn up more in our hearts, with more empathy, more compassion, more care, more integrity, more respect for all, in all moments. I mean, 8 billion this. Ooh. That's warm waters.
Where can people find you if they want to, explore the revolution is love? They want to maybe even reach out to you personally?
Yeah. So our main two platforms are our Instagram. It's at revolution_is_love. Or our website, which is www.therevolutionis.love.
And your personal one?
My personal one is Jacob Farley 1. But yeah, with the revolution, stay posted for poetry, events, offerings, workshops. I'm still, polishing my first workshop, but I'm fucking excited to share that with everyone. And also with the revolution, I'm doing a little sort of social experiment, sort of way to find the others, essentially find like-hearted people. Is we have these very high quality vinyl car stickers, which say the revolution is love. They're 8 years weather and fade resistant, and I can personally say, and I know how what other people have said as well, that, like, in the midst of a shit day, like, you're having a hard time, just life doing its thing, and then you turn a corner and the car in front of you has this beautifully designed message, like, the r/evolution is love, and that just sort of just feeling into what those 4 words stand for gives me and a lot of people I know and love very much, like, this warm sense of maybe all hope is not lost. Maybe there is a brighter day.
I want to give one of them away to someone listening. Just a nice sticker. So anyone who's listening, leave a comment on Spotify. We'll select randomly someone from there and we'll send you a sticker to stick on your car. that's what I want to offer.
Yeah.
Small gesture, but
and me too. Like I'm down for this. If you had some takings from this conversation, some learnings, some new appreciations, some new understandings, share them with us on our Instagram. Yeah, as this is for the people, for humanity, and I want to hear what it meant and what it taught or what it showed you. And yeah, I'll be picking one to send a sticker to as well.
nice. Love that, brother. Give back. And
of course, a reminder, how we embody this message is so much more important than having a sticker on your car. But having a sticker of this message on your vehicle shows that you are standing in solidarity to a movement aimed solely at positively influencing the source of all of our thoughts and actions into a place of love, instead of lack, instead of fear, instead of ego, instead of greed. Just love. Just love.
powerful. Anyone listening has made it this far, I just want to share my appreciation for you guys, just for taking the time to sit through this beautiful conversation. I really do hope you've learned something from it, and comment either on YouTube and Spotify, and we'll randomly choose someone to give one of these beautiful stickers as a reminder to, if you don't mind as well, to support me on my journey to be able to connect with amazing guests. All you have to do is go to Spotify, click the little star review button, and give me a 5-star review if you enjoyed yourself. If you've not, just keep it to yourself, and that helps me reach more guests. It helps me, grow the show and reach these messages to more people in the world. And it only takes a few clicks. So with that being said, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend.
Has, my brother.
And keep going, keep
Same
emitting
to
love,
you.
and keep
Same to you.
following your purpose, my friend. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.